Hey everyone, it's Samantha from Scrapmaster's Paradise. As you know, I recently moved to Champaign, Illinois from East Tennessee, and this is our first time actually ever being in Champaign. We came for his interview and then we moved here a couple of weeks later. We don't really know anybody, so I decided to try to find some crafty groups, and I went on meetup.com and found a ladies' night group. And there actually was some crafty people in that group. So I'm going to go meet up with these ladies soon, and I wanted to do this video to show you guys what I'm going to bring on my little crafty day. It's not quite a crop because there are some scrapbookers in the group, but there are other kind of crafty ladies. So there's people who are cross-stitching, people who are crocheting, and it's just going to be bring your own craft kind of a day. And so I have my bag here. I'm about to get it packed, and I pulled out some of the things I want to pack in my bag. I'm limiting myself to just this container here. This is a Stampin' Up! Little carrying thing. I got this quite a few years ago when I was a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. They had some sort of incentive or special, and you could get this bag, and I got the bag. I love it. It's nice and sturdy, and it's kept up really well, and so I use it anytime I travel with crafty stuff. So the first thing I did was I just stuck my album in here. This is my 2014 album, but as you can see, it is packed full. What I did was I grabbed my 2013 album here that's not done, and I pulled out all the pages from it except a couple that were actually finished. So I have my big album in here, and I'll just show you what I did. I've got my 2014 in the front like normal. Then I have this divider tab that marks where the 2013 is. So this is the cover for my 2013 album, and then there's just layout upon layout in here that has not been messed with at all. I just went through, and I've got some of them kind of started, like this one I've kind of started. But mostly they're like this, where they've got the pictures in, and they've got some journaling cards already picked out. So on the two facing pages, I tried to make them match, and I did a whole video on how I'm trying to catch up using Project Life. I'll have the link down below for you guys for that. And since I'm leaving on my trip soon, you're not going to see this video until after my crop, so be sure to check today's blog post down there, and I will tell you all about how the crop went, and if I brought enough stuff, and all that good stuff, and what I would have changed from this video. So I just have all these in here to work on. That way I can just pick and choose what I want to work on while I'm there. All my journaling cards are already picked out, so I don't have to bring any journaling cards or anything. And this big album here just slides right into my crappie bag, and then I can put all my stuff around the edges. So that is my basic guideline for myself, is to just limit myself to this one bag. I'm trying to keep it simple, and I'm going to go back and work on old layouts so I can do a little bit of catch up while I'm there. So the first thing that's a must-have for any kind of cropping trip is a paper trimmer, and I'm going to use this to trim edges of labels and some of those journaling cards. I'll move around and end up trimming some of those for various different reasons. I also have a few layouts in there that I know I'm going to want to change to this paper. They're like lovey-dovey pictures that we had done at Christmas with the photographers, so I know I'm going to want to switch out some of the journaling cards for some of this pattern paper, and I'm just bringing my paper trimmer to do this. And I also have this That's My Boy Echo Park paper pad. That's one of my newer ones, and I have some of my husband's birthday layouts I might be able to use some of this bright paper for. I've got those I'm going to stick in there. And my paper trimmer, this is a Fisker's paper trimmer, and it's just a small thing. I actually purchased this when we were staying in the hotel when we first moved here, and I really like it. It's just nice and small and convenient. The one I use for my scrapbook room, because I get asked this all the time, is actually this big Stampin' Up! One. It's just a guillotine style one. It's self-sharpening, so it doesn't have a really sharp edge on it. And I've been using this one for many, many years. So I'll put that in my bag. I also have my Cutter Bee scissors, a Tombow multi-purpose adhesive, some Stampin' Dimensionals, and some of my various kit contents that are left over from the previous months. And then the spring cards I got from Studio Calico last month. And then I'm going to try to pack in my two most recent monthly kits. My February and January Studio Calico kit. They're just nice and convenient in these boxes. There's some stuff out of here I want to use up. I'm hoping I can use up most of this January one and be done with it. I've got some SP flare. These are just the 1.25 regular size flares. They're flat back. I just grabbed a bunch of them out of my drawer and stuck them in here so I could use those on things. I've got an X-Acto blade just in case. I've got one of the Project Life pins, a white gel pen, my tiny attacher, and my ATG. That's what I'm going to try to stuff in this bag, and then I'll be ready for my cropping trip. Alright, so I got everything shoved in. The bag looks a little wonky. I almost couldn't fit quite everything because the paper trimmer and the ATG are both kind of large, but I did manage to get everything in. I've got my pens and my X-Acto blade over here, Studio Calico kit, ATG, paper trimmer, album, extra kit goodies, paper pads, and down here is also that little tin of Flair and a Studio Calico kit, my Tim Holtz tiny attachers over there, and then in this side here I've got my scissors, my glue, and my Stampin' Dimensionals. So I am ready for my cropping trip. Like I said, I'm not going to get this video edited or up by the time I get back, so you'll be seeing this after my cropping trip and after my travels. So I will have more information, blog link down below, and I'll tell you guys how it went. So that's all I've got for you guys today. Be sure to subscribe to my channel. I put out a lot of new videos every week, and check out my blog. I have a new blog post daily, and I'll catch you guys in my next video. Thanks so much for watching. Bye.